that by the end of the century we will have an additional volume of approximately 300 million of people becoming refugees solely due to climate change. This is something that no mechanism can deal with. This is something that you cannot stop with bullets, with mines, with barbed wires, with Frontex. You cannot stop it. Plays a habitat of unique importance for the entire Europe of its biodiversity, and especially for raptors and birds of prey. It was burning for 17 days and nobody could stop the fire. And the day the fire stopped, next day there was a huge flood in central Greece, Volos and then Thessalia. And a year after, there's still thousands of hectares in Thessalia that are still flooded. So this was a bell that was showing that climate change is not something that's happening only in Thailand, in Bangladesh, or in Central America.
So how does this idea exist in Greece between politicians? Is it that they're not open-minded, or is it just that they don't consider it as a serious threat?
The fact that as a global society we have not defined what exactly a climate refugee is, have not agreed on the definition. This does not mean that there are not millions of people displaced because of climate change. And this is a fact.
I found something very interesting, actually, that you also say that the countries are thinking of building walls, not protecting humans and so on. But at the same time, these very powerful and rich countries are responsible for creating the most emission, which impacts the poorer of the poorest people in India and Bangladesh and Afghanistan.
European and Americans need to find their own USP, their own niche, instead of complaining about China being dirty. So in this global, let's say, competition, let's have a competition about who emits less, who has the most efficient technologies, and who uses this technology for the goods of all, instead of just limiting it to the few that have the money.
Last image that I would like to show you is war and the climate change.
We're still talking about war and climate change, and not war because of climate change. That's the next thing to pop up.